Alright, what is up, guys? Now, I know I haven't done a video in a long time. That was just due to things like work and such. Not really allowing much time for this, but I am back now. I do have quite a bit of spare time to use. So, actually, today, I think it's today? Yeah, no. Yeah, today, the Knights of the Fallen Empire Outlander trailer came out, and it's actually completely gameplay. It's not gameplay as in you see someone actually playing. It's more of it's captured from the in-game engine. So don't come in expecting to actual see new skills and things. You could probably find something like that in the actual trailer. But this isn't from like a playing perspective. This is just captured using the actual in-game footage. So we're actually just going to go ahead and watch it one quick time, and then I'll just go ahead and do like a quick analyzation, so to speak, of the trailer, because there are a lot of cool things that some people might not catch the first time you watch it. And this is only going to be my second time watching the trailer, so I'll go ahead and press start now, and so you guys don't have to hear me talk, and then we'll go ahead and go on from there.
You come all this way. What do you want?
I want you to answer for your crimes. I am a veteran of the Great Galactic War. I've carried many titles into combat. Only one matters now. Outlander.
Outlander, surrender!
The Empire and Republic have all but fallen. You're our last hope.
You want to fight? I'm ready.
You do not have to stand against me. Instead, I will share all of this with you, if you will only kneel.
Alright, so that was the trailer. The next is just, like the release date and things like that. So let's actually go back to the beginning. Let me turn off annotations. So with that, the first thing that you see besides the rating is you see this. So this right here is pretty much, if you saw the actual trailer for it with I forgot the guy's name. Let me go back and see his name. I actually have it open. Arkin or Arkan. I'm gonna call him Arkin. Arkin sounds cooler. Feel free to raise in the comments as to what it really is. But yeah, you see basically where him and his brother were in the beginning of the trailer, which is basically Valkorian's, I'm guessing like his flagship or his space station. It'd be weird for a flagship to have a room like this with just like straight glass. So it's probably a space station of sorts, or a probably a flagship, or like a one big moving space station, like a Death Star kind of space station. And you see on the right hand corner right here, you see the Jedi Knight, and you see who's presumably Mar, but then I am almost 100% certain that's Darth Mar. It could be like the Sith Warrior, but if the Sith Warrior never said, if it is a Sith Warrior, they would have had him say something. So what I'm thinking is, because Darth Mar is seen a number of times throughout this video, you can assume two things. Either one, he's going to be a really big plot supporter, and like really big support for you in the plot, along with like other main characters from the actual storyline, or he could be a companion. There's been a lot of people speculating about if Darth Mar can be a companion, and to be honest, that would actually be really fucking cool. Let's be honest, Darth Mar is fucking sick, but about that will have to remain to be seen. I'm almost 100% sure, though, from what I've read, that Lana Beniko will be a companion, I believe, or she'll be a very big plot supporter as well. Hopefully she's a companion. I fucking love Lana. She's probably one of my favorite. Anyway, just by looking, they have some pretty fucking cool armor. That's obviously gonna be a fucking you can almost guarantee that's going to be like a cartel market item, and it's going to be expensive as shit. Unless a lot of people buy it, in which case it's going to be dropping price just because there's so much. But I would wear it for maybe like a trooper. That probably would have fitted best. Or like a certain themed warrior if you take bits and pieces of the rest. I doubt the shield is going to be fucking legacy, but I'm almost 100% sure they'll make the armor a cartel market item. They might even make their weapons, the staves that they have, weapons too for like the shadow and the assassin. That'd be fucking cool. And over here you can see Valkorion on his throne and shit. And you can see Arkin kind of just looking badass as fuck with his arms crossed.
You come all this way.
So, you know, again, you have another shot of them just walking up, chained up. So you can presume that somehow they were captured, or, you know, they finally did take over the Republic and the Empire, and now it's just like one big faction. And, you know, you got the actual badasses of both just kind of like, fuck you guys.
What do you...
So one thing, the really big thing that you would notice is the way the game looks now. If you compare it to how, let's say, Shadow of Revan looked, and just the base game without any of the expansions on it, this, like, just him opening his mouth, that was a little, if we go back.
What do you want?
That was just like him opening his mouth, but besides that, you fucked up, BioWare. But it's more like it looks different. It looks better. It looks more, not crisp, but it looks a lot more detailed, I believe. That could be just his armor, but it actually, they really paid attention to the detail. And since their main focus was the single player aspect of it, I can understand why. This is actually pretty fucking detailed. If this armor is not made into a fucking cartel market, I'm gonna fucking kill everyone. This would be the easiest money fucking making ever. Like, who doesn't want that kind of armor? Or the one that Arkin's wearing, with like the fucking half face, half arm, fucking badass robes and shit. Like, if this or Arkin's robes aren't cartel market items, like upon release or soon afterwards, they're fucking up. They're fucking part of the Mass Effect 3 something. Shots fired, pew pew. So you get the
want
Jedi.
you to answer for your crimes.
And he's saying, I want you to answer for your crimes.
Answer for your crimes.
So, with that, you can... I'm going to put the volume down. So, with that, it's kind of... He's basically... That's really just a plot point, but you can probably assume that, you know, obviously no one fucking enjoys that this guy probably just murdered trillions. And now basically took over the fucking world. The main question really is, like, where the fuck did this guy come from? Like, I know a lot of people have, like, their theories. Let's be honest, like, where the fuck did this guy come from? Like, where did he mass an army large enough that could take over both the Empire and the Republic without anyone fucking knowing? Like, yeah, you do have, like, the edges of the fucking galaxy. You have, like, the beyond the Outer Rim where, like, the Emperor was originally. But most of that should be explored by now. Unless there's a lot more past, like, Rishi and Ilum and, you know, the fucking far edges of the fucking galaxy, then... Which obviously there are, but, like, come on. You're amassing an enormous fucking armada of ships, and no one can figure out, like, hey, there's a fucking asshole over here making millions of fucking troops and... Or not making, but... I don't even know where the people came from. Like, did they just join his cause? Are they fucking, like, clones? I don't know. It's a kind of fun thing to think about, because, like, come on, you're making an entire armada of people and no one can figure out that you were there. Granted, it's kind of like the Synth Empire before they returned in the Great Galactic War. But still, like, come on, you really think they're gonna have a repeat of that? If you can notice, there's actually some characters in the back. I don't know who the hell these people are, like nobles or something. Yeah, like some basic troops. Like, these are just like the scrub recruits. And then you got this chick right here. Like, who is this? I feel like, is she holding something? No, it's just part of the Foundation. But this chick, like, I don't know if you guys noticed this. But there's a chick right here with a hood on. I feel like she's someone important because they wouldn't have someone with their face showing like that or like a hood on. They weren't important. There's no one on the other side, so she's not like a guard, and there's no one else with hood on. Basically, the rule of thumb in Star Wars: if you have a hood on, one, you're sneaky, and two, you're gonna be important later. So I don't know who she is. If she's sided with Valkorin and she's like a spy or something. I don't know. We'll see. And then you got Valkorin. And then you got this scene of like the actual. I assume this is his space station. I assume that's where they were. Let me just take a space station up. This is actually a really weird / cool design for. To be honest, I don't know what the fuck these would be. These like mini buildings that just shoot up into the sky like McKeb's fucking. I forgot the name escapes me. The McKeb freight things, the hook landings. I assume this would be like a version of that, except the way they're designed just looks like kind of how like the Skyforge was, like just mini Skyforges, and just in terms of like the actual diamond shape. Now this is obviously his space station, or like where they are, because you can see the platform, the long catwalk, and then just an elevator to go up and down, and you just go straight down again. You see how the big circular fucking sphere, ball of death. So I assume this is his space station, or his actual base. Now it's not actually connected to the planet. What planet this is remains to be seen. Obviously a very distant one, because if you can't see these fucking enormous Death Skyforge mini things sticking out of the planet, then something's wrong with you. There's some ship right here. I think that's just clouds. I don't know what ship this is. I don't know. I haven't played any of the Republic side yet. I've only really played Sith for like the past 3-4 years. Which is, yeah, I know, I'm stupid. I've never really had any motivation to play pub side. Every time 12 times XP was on, I never fucking had the time to play. But now that it's on forever until the game is released, then I guess I'll just make Republics and play them. So again, these are really weird designs. Kind of cool though, when you think of the rest of the designs. And then you got like this explosion. I assume if you compare it to the rest, then I assume these are like the bottoms, like on the actual, I guess, city, if there is one on the surface. Then this is like their main. This is basically their version of Coruscant or Dromund Kaas. And these are like the bases of those spires you just see shoot up into the sky. So there were probably, from the looks of it, there's probably going to be like some sort of you actually going to the surface and doing shit there, probably blowing shit up and causing mayhem, making a big explosion. Become the Outlander. Obviously, you got the Jedi looking cool as fuck, having his little monologue, I am the Outlander. And then, again, that's the chick with the hood. This chick. And if we go back, if we make sure it's the same chick, hood, black hood, like, we can't really make out, like, the things on her face, like, any designs, like, makeup and things like that. We can almost guarantee that this is the same chick. Oh. Oops. Whoops. What did I just do? God damn it. Stupid fucking... Stupid. Okay. Who puts that button there? Anyway, if we go back to right here, that's like, if that's not the same chick, that's stupid. So like you can see her there. Let me just put it on slow motion. I can almost guarantee that's the same chick. It has to be. If it's not, that's crazy. Like, just look at it. Like, the designs, you can't really see. I'm almost 100% sure that's the same chick. So, she's probably going to be an antagonist as well. In it, you see the Jedi Knight and her cross blades. They have cool yellow lightsabers, for neutrality. I would have assumed they would have white, but I guess not. Then you have this place. I don't know what this place could be. It could probably be on the same planet. Those could be like the slums of it, I guess, or something. If there is like normal people there, it could probably be like the slums, and this is just like where ships pass through, like connector or something to another side. But if you see down below, there are things down there. Whether they're buildings or whatever could remains to be seen. But you are here. There's a ship flying through, so that means every time there's a trailer and there's a ship, that's basically you. So you're going here, or you're just passing through. But they wouldn't show this unless it was either for one visual effects, like, oh cool, look at this cool like phallic symbol on the entrance, or unless you were actually going here. So I assume there's actually stuff to be done here. It's probably a location that you can go and explore. And there's like, you know, getting shot at. You have these guys, you know, this buff looking guy is probably going to get wrecked immediately. And then Lana. No longer, biggest difference, armor change, one. No longer has, is that a robot arm? She has a robot arm. Is it? Or is that her gloves? That's hard to tell. But you do see Lana. Main difference, no Barbie hair. And I really like that, because like every other character had kind of like regular hair, and they gave Lana this weird, something you'd see on like a Lego block, on a Lego character's head, like that just stuck wig. And so it made it look more natural in this one, that which I like. I'm perfectly very favorite of Lana. Not for the romancing option, just because one, that accent, and two, you know, she's different than most other characters. Like if you have any other character that's kind of bland a little bit, and I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this because not people like Lana, but I love Lana. One, she's blonde. I'm just kidding. But I like her accent. The character, like her actual backstory and things like that, are cool. Look at that butt. Her accent, you know, I go back to that all the time just because that accent is fucking sweet. But yeah, I like her character. You know, that she's smart. She's leading the Sith intelligence. My first character was an agent, and they're basically working hand in hand pretty much. So that, you know, it kind of made sense. And the romance is pretty cool too, I guess. You know, with what you get for BioWare romances. Hopefully she's a companion. And then you see this guy wearing like some upgraded. If you know the best I can describe is like the Mandalorian Klansman armor has like those weird pointy things sticking out, but this one's like a cooler version of that. Is it a Mandalorian? I don't think it is. Could be. And then you have this guy. This guy shows up later in the trailer, about I think a few seconds after this. And you have Darth Maul basically wrecking both of these. I'm assuming they're bounty hunters finding the Outlander. So that's why the only reason why you would probably kill him. So that's where speculation comes in. This would probably be two bounty hunters looking for the Outlander and his companions and his compatriots, and basically wrecking him or bringing him in. See, and then you got this guy coming in later, you know, with his blaster rifle. It could be like a special forces trooper from, like, you have the regular golden guys, and then you have these guys. So that could probably be it. These are like special forces kind of people. Here you are frozen in carbonite, I believe. Or someone's frozen in carbonite. You got spaceship blown up. Here you got Arkin leading you and Mar. So what I'm assuming, if we connect the dots with these things back here, this is probably them. What I'm assuming is you were probably taken custody by Arkin. You refused to kneel, or something like that, and then you were frozen in carbonite, as you can see in a second. If I can find it, whatever. You were frozen in carbonite for a second, and then basically what's happening here is it's pretty much like Lana saving you, I guess. So that could be it. Like, you see the special forces guy just get fucking ragdolled to the side, and then Lana comes and saves you, and then you escape. Or they're showing off these guys taking over, or not these guys, but the special forces guys, like that's what we're gonna call them, taking over the Empire and the Republic, and then Darth Maul's killing them, and then they get captured, and then you see them later on here, and this is right after that. So it could be a number of things. So obviously these scenes are connected. And then you see this bitch over here again. So I feel like these scenes are very connected. Like, this is probably the beginning. Like, this right here is like, oh, you're getting attacked. Fucking battle stations and shit. And then, they're attacking. And then this is Lana saving you after you've been captured. And, whatever the case may be. Obviously, these scenes are connected somehow. I feel like this is at the beginning. This is obviously the beginning. They're setting up something. Because you wouldn't be captured in, like, the fucking... I mean, you might be captured in the middle or something, but really I feel like this is like their way of showing the prologue of you getting captured and then you escaping and now everything's gone to shit. Or it could just be like, oh, you get captured in the middle and that's a cool quest and whatnot. Then it's like, here, you are alone here? Like, it's kind of fucking weird. It's like Valkorion, Arkin, and this fucking like one guard for some reason. Like, he always, even when just, it was his trusted 2 sons, or 1 son, quote unquote, and the brother in black, he had fucking guards, and for some reason he doesn't have guards anymore except this one recruit piece of shit, and Arkin, and himself. And actually, you can see right here through the clouds, there's actually a big city underneath. Huh. That's probably why they avoided detection. Besides this fucking huge spire sticking out of the ground, is there's fucking city there. This could be one big space station. Who knows? Nothing's canon anymore, so it's not like fucking BioWare and Disney. Here's like, oh, if you'll only kneel, I can have everything. You can see this big ass armada with this cool looking ships and shit, and there's dreadnoughts and capital ships. Is that a capital ship right there? Yeah, that's one big capital ship. I don't know if you guys saw that. This big thing is one capital ship. It extends from, I assume, like right here all the way further to like the fucking other side of the screen. So that's probably a capital ship that you saw blowing up in the scene back here. It was probably this thing blowing up because they look alike. Yeah, it was probably this thing blowing up. So spoiler alert, this thing blows up. Cool shit. And this guy again offering fucking everyone to fucking kneel apparently. Excuse my language, I have a sailor's mouth. It's like, oh, if you'll only kneel. Look at his hand. So textured. And that's it. Star Wars, The Old Republic, Knights of the Fallen Empire. Coming October 18th. So, as a kind of like a recap, pretty much, I'm assuming you get captured. Shit goes down. Everyone's like, oh god, who are these guys? We're not doing this fucking shit again, are we? What is this, Revan again? Like, everyone's like, god, it's like repeats of everything and just getting attacked from people coming from the depths of space. You would think they would have, like, security systems on the edges of space to alert you when a fucking armada of people just kind of come in. But no, they haven't learned their lesson from the Great Galactic War. They didn't learn their lesson from Revan. They just kind of, you know what? It's not going to happen a third time. Well, here you go. And that's where you guys fucked up. So basically shit goes down. Arkin wrecks everyone. And his brother. They wreck everyone. One thing I am curious as to how the boss fights are going to work in the storyline. Because every storyline has like their mini bosses that you get like the end of every quest. Usually. And then you have like at the end of like a chapter. Or like halfway through a chapter. And at the end of a chapter you have your big like. That's where your main like chapter bosses. So like it's for like the spoiler alert for like the warrior at the end of chapter 3 it was Barriss. For the Sith Inquisitor, spoilers alert, it was Thanaton. For the warrior at the end of chapter 1 or 2 it was Nomen Karr. So like so I'm assuming the bosses are going to be Arkin if they don't do something interesting with him like making him a companion or making him join your side. Because he seemed a little bit regretful killing his fucking brother, let's be honest. So, he could probably do something. They could probably do something very interesting with him where he teams up to kill Valkorion. Because Valkorion seems to be enormously powerful. Like, maybe not in terms of force, because we have no idea. Or in terms of, like, lightsaber abilities, if he is a lightsaber wielder. Or force abilities, if he is a force wielder. But just in terms of, like, actual... He's like the earlier version of Sidious in that he pretty much orchestrated the downfall of the Republic and the Empire. But he's like Sidious in that he orchestrated this entire thing, and it pretty much worked flawlessly until, plot rules allow for the main character to completely overthrow him. So basically what I think is going to happen is, they invade. It's going to be like a Shadow of Revan kind of thing where no one really knows at first, and then they just kind of just do an all-out assault and just wreck everything, like a fucking sacking of everything. And then, you probably get captured somewhere, or like as a last line of defense, as like a main force, like openly a Republic and Empire. I assume all the heroes are going to be there. And then, they get captured or something along the lines. You get frozen in carbonite, because I feel like that was you in the carbonite, let's be honest. And then, excuse me, then probably like Lana or someone comes to save you. Or before that, Darth Maul and yourself, you talk to the guy. I don't know why they didn't show SWTOR or any of your other companions, because from what they've said, that your companions play a very large role. So I'm assuming they would show that later, but I'm surprised why they didn't show anything like that in this game, or in this trailer. They only showed really Darth Maul and Lana. They didn't show SWTOR. They didn't show any of the Knight's companions, if they're showing the Knight here. They didn't show Theron. They didn't show really much anyone besides just those three. And the Knights of the Fallen Empire characters, but we already know about them. So my speculation is that shit goes down, you get captured, fucking you talk to Valkorion, he's like, oh, if you only kneel, blah 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 blah. I assume you're gonna refuse because you're the fucking Jedi Knight. And then you get frozen in carbonite. It's like, well, fine, we're gonna just keep you out of the way. And then Lana comes and saves you somehow. And then I assume she's gonna save Darth Maul too. And Darth Maul becomes your companion, Lana becomes a companion, and you start working together. And this is where things could go wide speculation, but what I think is you could probably start meeting up your companions, and they've probably, hiding out somewhere, all in different parts of the galaxy, and you would go and help them out, whatever planet, in Star Wars MMO fashion, you have to help them out, save a city before they can leave because they were living there and they owe it to the city. You could expect quests like that, I'm assuming. And then you start rallying your old companions and other major characters from the original storyline and the expansions, and then you would go and start working towards getting Valkorion and Arkin. So I assume that's where they're going to go with this. It makes a lot of sense, because if they are saying that your companions play a very large role, and I don't think you can use your old companions, you might. It would make sense if you couldn't, because you did gear your companions. Like, where the fuck is that going to go? But if your companions aren't companions anymore, and they're basically NPCs to help support the storyline, as like to help you out, then I want two things. I want an enormous fucking boss fight, like a 16-man op, with all my companions and all the major characters, with actual mechanics in it, where the AIs don't just stand there, heal me, hit the boss, and then they get stuck to a pillar, and I have to just align the colors. I want an actual, I want it to feel like a boss fight. Like, okay, there's actually stuff to do. I don't want to just sit here where I can almost AFK and have the bots do it. And if they do have the mechanic, or they get stuck and you have to save them, after 5 minutes, they don't just automatically release themselves. Looking at you, solo fucking Operation Revan. So I'm hoping, though, if they do get rid of your companions, then at one point they'll bring them back, and all the major characters, and have one big fight. Because if Arkin and his brother can pretty much kill almost all the Jedi Knights, then they better fucking need more than just one person to kill them. Unless, plot rules. You're the Jedi Knight, you're the strongest fucking guy, go ahead and kill him. Or you're the fucking Empire's Wrath, go ahead and kill him. But I'm hoping they bring your companions in one way or another. Or they keep your companions, but you can do a lot more with your companions. So like, send your companion to go start a rebellion in a planet or something, and then you get rewards from that. I'm hoping for a lot more of actual expansion, more so than just a storyline. Because if they really are emphasizing the solo play aspect, knowing BioWare, they do things right when it comes to single player. You know, they know how to expand it properly. You know, if you look at Mass Effect, they had, you know, you can mine planets, and then you could actually, they had somewhat of a good idea in 3 where you could build your army using the army resources. I was hoping more of like you actually can see your army. One of my things is like I really want to build armies in the game and actually see them do stuff. So like Total War kind of thing. So if they go in a direction where that, okay, the entire place is under rebellion, you need all the help you can get, save planets, have people follow you, and things like that, then they can do it very well. If they start fucking up in that, all right, we know your companions are geared, and they basically pull a Mass Effect 3 on us in that, okay, we know you spent a lot of time making all these choices for your companions, and we know you made all these choices in the other areas of the game, but we don't care about that. Here's some choices. None of that matters anymore. Hopefully they take into account the amount of affection you have with your companions, how, if you did any of their quests, any of the companion quests, hopefully they take into effect that, and they'll have a great game on their hands. So, because no one likes to feel that they put all this effort into maxing a companion's affection and gearing them out, and then just in the expansion, the companion is no longer with you. They're like a side character. Like, what's the point? So, and really no one wants to start over like, oh, now I have to gear Darth Mar. Fuck my life. So, hopefully they can fix that. That is it. Actually, I have really nothing else to talk about. I've talked my ears off enough. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys what you saw, make sure to leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Every like and comment and favorite is much appreciated. If you really like what you saw, then subscribe. I'll be making more content as often as I can. I'm looking at daily, but if I can't do daily, then I'll do obviously at least a few times a week. So thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for actually listening to my rant and my incoherent babbling, and I'll see you guys next time.